Hey everyone, my name is Sean Arnold, and today I wanted to do something a little bit different. Today I wanted to make a game or a video based on the game Awesomenauts. This is a game which I actually play quite a lot when I'm not actually playing other games such as Yu-Gi-Oh! Or The Division or really any other game. I often find myself just going back to Awesomenauts and playing a couple of games with with other people. It's a MOBA. It's a MOBA where you have a character, you level up and you try to take over their base, and it's a lot of fun. I really love this game. In fact, in a video log not too long ago that I made, I said I wanted to start experimenting with other MOBAs. The reason why is because, well, really, I love this game a lot, but it's not really that popular, you know. It's very popular. I always find people on PC playing it, but you know, it's not like one of the biggest games out there. And I wanted to just make another video just to see if people get interested into it and maybe encourage more people to try it out. So here I am playing as my character, Yuri Gagarin, or Yuri. He is a monkey from space. He's a Russian monkey, and what's great about Yuri is he's a area denial character. He's a character that likes to control area by laying bombs down on the ground and try to create threats for your opponent. So what I'm doing now is we're playing on a particular map which I don't know the name of, but in this map you've got a hidden area which you can't actually see the inside of when you actually go outside of it. And what I'm trying to do is try to put bombs there to get my enemies to jump into, just like that, and therefore I can surprise them and kill them quite easily. In any kind of MOBA, or at least this one, what you really want to do is you really want to kind of build up resources before start attacking your opponent, and the way you do that is by sending your little droids in against theirs, destroying their little droids, and trying to get as much currency as possible. In this game, currency is called solar, and it's those little gold cubes which I've collected on the ground there, and you really just don't want to die. If you die in this game, you I've got to say this right, I think you lose 70 solar and your enemies get 30 or maybe 20 solar, so it puts a little bit of a gap between you and them. So if you can kill your enemies, then that's really good. But ideally, most characters are so weak at the beginning. Well, not all characters. Some characters aren't really that balanced. But some characters are so weak at the beginning, like Yuri, that you really want to stay away from your opponent and kind of kill them nice and slowly. In the bottom right corner, you can see I've got 416 solar. That's quite a bit. It's a decent amount for me to go back and upgrade it. But you don't want to just teleport back to your base and upgrade at any point in time. You really want to do it at a time when your team is at an advantage, such as you've killed some of their their team, and therefore they're not going to overwhelm the people that get left behind in the field. So right now, I'm just going to keep on laying my bombs. I'm hoping someone will dash in there, but usually more experienced players wise up to this kind of trick, and they don't fall for it. So eventually, I stop doing this kind of stuff and focus more on killing their enemies. But as you can see, I keep putting down bombs, so if they try to chase me anyway, that way I can just break my line of sight with them with my bombs, and hopefully they'll run into that instead. At the moment, they are playing as I forgot all the names of these characters. I know it's Coco, I know it's Isla, I forgot the name of that the guy with the big sword. He's a bit of a tank, that one. Guy, not one of the best tanks in the game, but he's a good tank. And on my team I've got Genji, the Mothman, and Volta, the brain in a jar, who is a healer for this type of game. Yuri and Volta are very good friends. They work really well together, and unfortunately my other teammate Genji has died, which is really unfortunate because it's given my enemy some currency to go and spend. At this point in time, I'm still going to just keep on laying bombs, and I'm going to try and just protect Volta as much as possible. And this is really bad. We both got killed, we both got overwhelmed. When you lose one person in your team, it's easier for them to work together to try and kill you, so you've got to be really careful there. Now, when you die, you get sent back to your base, and you've got to wait a little while before your spaceship or rocket gets sent back to the planet in order to before you can start attacking again. But you can go to the shop in between. And what I bought there was just 2 buffs. I bought a buff which makes my bombs quicker, and I bought a shield buff, which is a new special move, and a move which also speeds up my attacks when I use the bubble. So, well, you'll see that in a second. So, what this move does is anytime anyone that's inside that bubble as an enemy gets slowed down a little bit, I think it's 10% initially at its base, but then everyone who's inside my bubble also gets a speed boost. It also, I think it reduces my cooldowns as well, and therefore it increases my damage over time, which is a really good thing to have with you. At this moment, I'm kind of low on health, so I'm trying to stay away from my enemies. I'm trying to play as safe as possible. You could die very, very quickly as a Yuri who doesn't have a lot of health. In fact, all of my team really is quite low health members, but I'm playing with a random team, so it is what it is. Unfortunately, their team has managed to destroy one turret, but we did manage to kill them before that. The turrets are these big machines here which stop your enemies advancing to your base, and they have a huge amount of health. I don't know how much specifically they have, but it's a huge amount of health and they do a lot of damage. However, eventually your enemies will break through them, and therefore they will get access to more of your part of the field and be able to take more of that. Trying to kill that guy there, but didn't quite do it. Yuri also has a laser, and Yuri's laser is actually quite weak. It does very, very little damage, but if you hold it and charge it for a while, it does more damage over time, but he can't move as he uses it. I normally upgrade the laser last. It depends on what kind of map I'm playing and what characters I'm playing against. If I don't think my bombs are going to be useful, I will upgrade the laser a bit. The laser is pretty much more than enough at its base to deal with the little droids and your enemies' little those little machines your enemies have, but not really to deal with your enemies on the other team, your other Awesomenauts. So that's why I normally upgrade the bombs, so I can put as many of those out as possible to try and create obstacles for my opponent. And what I'm doing there is I'm putting them right at the edge, so that if my opponent even peeks their head into that from their side of the field, then normally they'll take quite a bit of damage. The bombs can be upgraded to do more damage. I think at the beginning they do 476 damage to your enemies, but then you can increase them to do a lot more, and multiple bombs can kill your enemies really, really quickly. You just have to be smart enough where you place them, and if they touch them, then they're dead. And often you'll see people just run into them. They just make the mistake, they go too full ahead, and they just go into them. And I'm doing a little dance there as Yuri. Do a little dance. Trying to get rid of those droids there. Now, MOBAs are quite long games, and they do go on for a little bit. Normally a game in Awesomenauts does take about 15 to 20 minutes to beat, depending on the quality of your team. If you've got a really, really strong team, you can kind of rush your enemies down quite quicker if they can't stop you, and it can be much quicker, but typically a game takes about 15 minutes to play or so. Ooh, I tried to save Voltar there. That was a bad choice, so I've got to get out of there. Poor Voltar. Trying to chip away at this guy behind my turret, whilst the turret does most of the work for me, and he tried to meet me up here where my little critters spawn. These little critters, when they get killed, they give you health, which is why he tried to go up there and try to steal ours from our side of the field. But I could go and steal his, but really I'm still trying to play defensively. What I'm really doing at this point here is waiting for more of my teammates to come back. I tried to trap Coco there, but failed. Trying to stop her from running away, but that was not to be. And I'm going to try and stick with this team here, hoping my teammates follow me. Oh my god, I'm getting destroyed here. But Isla managed to kill herself somehow. That's fine by me. Can I kill this guy too? Yeah, there we go. So we're doing really, really well at this point. My kill to death ratio is 4-1. That's pretty good. You really just don't want to die in this game at all, if possible. Sometimes I've gotten up to even highs of 17 to 15 kills. But smarter players, more mobile characters really can avoid Yuri's attacks quite easily, just as long as they play smartly and you know, under things like lag or anything. So we managed to destroy 2 of their turrets, which is great because we've destroyed 2 of theirs and they've only destroyed 1 of ours. And now I'm going to try and be a bit more aggressive, but I'm taking so much damage right now, so I'm just going to fly over to the sky and run away. I'm going to see if this guy's going to try and chase me, and while he's away I'm going to teleport back to base. I am leaving my teammates there at a bit of a risk, but that's okay. So what I've now done with Yuri is I've upgraded his bubble pretty much to its maximum, and what I've done is I've upgraded it so that the slow on the bubble now reduces my enemy's movement speed and attacks by, I think it totals to be at least 35%. It's really, really strong. It's really, really great for rushing down an enemy, putting a bomb in their face, and then maybe getting another one off if you've timed it correctly. It's really also great against characters like Isla, who can do a lot of damage very quickly. Plus, it's also a great getaway tool where you can run away from your enemies. The only downside to the bubble is you can only use it every 12 seconds or so, so you've got to be careful and smart with how you use it. You can't waste it and spam it quite often. In my opinion, it is a necessity for Yuri to have that upgraded. Even if you're not going to be doing the most damage for your team, if you can buff your allies by giving them faster attack speed and slow down your opponents, it usually really works out in their favour too. Also, I have another buff on Yuri where is every time he bombs an enemy, a little health pack gets put onto the field. First, I think it does about 170 health, but later on when I upgrade it to its maximum, it heals you for about 270. So every time I use a bomb, I typically get about 200 health or 300 health back, which is really nice and really helps me to be more sustainable. That guy's trying to come for me, and Volta, as long as we don't play too risky there. Oh, I've lost quite a bit of health there. Fortunately though, I've got my health packs, and Volta can also heal me for quite a bit there. And then we managed to trap that other guy and destroy him. I really can't believe I forgot his name. It's not Skolder, it's not Durple, they're both tanks. I forgot his name though. I know he's got an ice deal, he likes to talk about ice, and I think he spits vanilla ice raps sometimes, I don't know. Okay, so we've only got one more turret for their base before we can get to their base. So what we're trying to do is to try to let our little droids go in. Little droids, they're really weak in terms of damage, but they're great for their health because they just soak up so much damage. And so if you can get them to advance towards the turret, you can kind of attack it safely. So I'm watching their health and trying to attack at a distance, and then when they get low on health, I back up a bit, put down some more bombs in case my opponent wants to chase me, and wait till more little droids come in as well. While I was trying to kill theirs. It's a game of tug of war, really. Right, I need to help my Volta out, so let me use my bubble to try and scare away the Isla. Volta, you really gotta run, mate. Unfortunately, he died. So with me on my own there, I'm not gonna take 3 people by myself, so I'm gonna run away a bit, go back to base and heal up a bit. I hope Genji really sees the fact that I said to defend, but I guess he maybe didn't see that. I can see him on the mini-map. Watching the mini-map is really useful for this game. It's something which you gotta learn to watch all the time, or just look every couple of seconds and make sure you know where your enemies are. And unfortunately, Genji wasn't doing that, and it looked like he got trapped and killed. So because I'm by myself, I'm not going to advance on my own. I am going to try and be a nuisance for my enemies to try to take off some of their health, but I'm not really going to kill a whole army of Awesomenauts on their own. As you can see, I've done quite a bit of damage to both that tank character and Isla. Isla is a bit of an annoying character. She can kill you really quickly. Most new players in this game really hate Isla because I'm thinking that she's broken, but she's really not. She's actually quite balanced as long as you know how to fight her. Now I'm trying to trap Coco again. See if I can get it this time. I did quite a bit of damage to her, just didn't do enough to kill her. If I had my laser upgraded, I probably could have gotten her. But that's okay, at least I scared her away. Now that I'm with Genji again, I'm going to try and stick with him and stay together. Trying to give him some support there. And Genji now has flown back a bit. Let's put down some more mines and wait for them to try and attack me. Now I'm going to see if I can rush Isla a bit. When Isla uses that big force field around her, she does a lot of damage to her, but it also takes her health as she goes along. So getting that Isla on low health really scares them off quite quickly. And it's a good strategy to at least get them to run away from you. If not, kill them as well. But I've got to be careful because I'm taking a little bit of damage there. Isla is trying to go nuts, but it wasn't. But unfortunately, because of my mines and the fact that we stuck together, we managed to soak up quite a bit of her damage, and now she's on low health, and we're doing pretty well. This Volta is really good. He's healing really quite well, just keeping me alive. And at this point, I start to realize, oh crap, I'm actually the main damage dealer on this team. Genji can do quite a bit of damage, but he's a damage over time character. He does it kind of through little increments as opposed to a lot. But at this point here, I think I really need to back up Genji because I don't want Genji to be alone with Isla. Unfortunately, all my teammates are here, including Volta, and now let's try and kill someone. There goes Coco. Can we get him to put down a bomb in his face? And that's another one down. And now it's just Isla and the droids by herself, and that is no threat at all. Let's scare her off. Maybe we can even get killed, and there we go. So now all of their team is pretty much wiped out. We're now going to advance towards the base. Almost there. Let's get rid of this turret really quickly. I think one of our teammates died. I think Volta died. That's a shame. But he'll be back soon. Here comes Coco, and she's going to be able to do nothing to stop that. And so now that we've gotten rid of all their turrets, we can get into the enemy base. Right, at this point in time, I'm putting down some bombs. I really don't want them getting closer, and I don't want those droids advancing. But seeing that my teammate's going back to base, I decided I'm going to do that as well. I want to get more upgrades for our final push. So what I've done now is I've upgraded my mines so that they are as fast as they can be, but also do the maximum amount of damage. And now I've also got a bit of extra health and some regen on my character, so he's a bit more sustainable, can take a bit more damage, which is important when you're flying this far away from base and you don't have anything to heal you, or you're not a healing character. Then having as much health and regen as possible is really useful, especially for a good push. And yeah, we're doing everything right here. We're sticking together, we're trying to do as much damage as we can, we're trying to soak up damage from their special moves, and my bombs are healing my teammates as well as myself, and I'm just creating more obstacles and threats for them to deal with. So now that I see what we're doing here is pretty well, I'm gonna run away a little bit, and I'm gonna try to do something a little bit cheeky that I like to do, Yuri. I like to put bombs down at their entrance and try to create a problem for them if they try to get back out. Although normally the placement is a bit more accurate than this. It looks like they moved it to the left a bit. But as you can see, I'm just going to put my bombs down, and I already managed to kill one person. Can I kill another one? Can I get another kill? Is he going to come back for me? No, he's going to run away. But that's going to be a problem for me to go out in the field with that little health. Isla's not happy with what I'm doing here, so let's see if I can get some damage on her. She's dead too. This is my area now. This is my zone. This isn't your base. This belongs to me. And there's the game. Awesomauts is such a fun game. I really enjoy playing it. Isla is super salty, saying it's 3 versus 2, but it is what it is. Isla, deal with it. And I went up a league. Guys, if you find this interesting at all, or you have Awesomauts, let me know and we can play sometime. Other than that, thank you for watching this and take care.